Hi all, Brian Cole here with Conshystuff.com. We know things are strange right now. We want to give you something to watch for about 5 minutes. Maybe you'll learn something, maybe we're telling you something you already know. Either way, thank you for checking us out. Conshystuff is essentially the Cole family. While we've been here since the 70s, my mom Donna, her parents, her grandparents all lived here over the years. We love this borough. We love this community. Now let's talk about while I'm standing outside of Conshohocken Elementary School. Well, because when I went here, it was named Hervey S Walker School. Funny, Hervey never lived in Conshohocken and had a school named after him. So how did that happen? Well, in 1958, following a fire at the Harry Street School, the borough was having a hard time funding a new school. It wasn't the Colonial School District at the time. It was up to Conshohocken, and Mr. Hervey Walker stepped in with plans and the finances to build it. Hervey and his brother Newton Walker were the Walker brothers. Their business was set along the river in the area where Quaker Chemical currently sits. The Walker brothers were the premier manufacturer of underfloor electronics. They designed and installed these and switchboards and battleships, and then onto the Supreme Court building in Washington, D.C., the Enquirer building in Philadelphia, and more. They even worked with NASA at Cape Canaveral, as well as the Oval Office. How did this happen in Conshohocken, you might ask? Well, it was the train system and the canal system that was in place that led the Walker brothers to open up here in Conshohocken. They noticed other successful manufacturing firms here in Conshohocken, and they wanted to make their roots here. The brothers themselves, Hervey and Newton, they were always looking out for the youth of our community. Before Hervey Walker had a school named after him, he and his brother Newton raised money to help build the first fellowship house. They also spearheaded a group of businessmen who purchased the Leland Mansion and had it as a business association where business owners would meet to discuss business of the day and such. Conshohocken is lucky to have these men decide that Conshohocken would be the ideal place to operate their business. This might not make sense to you right now if you see this in a few months or a few years. But today, right now, our local businesses in Conshohocken are hurting with the current coronavirus. If you're in a position to order a meal to go from a restaurant, or you can look up a store's website and see if there's something you can buy locally, I know it helps. We have many small businesses who, like the Walker brothers, have looked out for this community time and time again. Whether it's donating to Little League, youth football, a beef and beer for a friend of yours. Most of the businesses we have in Conshohocken today look out for our community the way the Walker brothers did. Hervey built this right before he died, and they named it after him. And it's really, really cool. The school changed names in the mid-'80s to Conshohocken Elementary School. At the time, some people didn't agree with the name change because Hervey helped build this school. He put out the money, he designed it, he did all he could do for the borough of Conshohocken, for the kids who went here, and he really looked out for us. In the early 90s, Conshohocken Elementary is looking at being shut down. And a woman named Carol First, she got together with a bunch of parents. They fought hard to save our school. And we're so very lucky, one, for Hervey Walker for building this school for us, and two, for Carol First and a small group of volunteers that fought hard to save Conshohocken Elementary at the time. Everyone, thank you for checking us out. Conshystuff.com. Hope you learned something today. And if you do see this in a timely fashion, and you can order takeout from a restaurant, buy shoes online from Flacco's, maybe shop, Extra Boutique online, or Sanctuary Blue online, or, one of the small businesses we have in Conshohocken, we'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.